fresh roasted fish with some fennels, some string beans, a pesto, tomato, and basil. All these flavors remind me of home on the Mediterranean. That's exactly how I cook. But today we're gonna cook it right here in my house. So let's begin cooking. Fennel, very, very Italian. We use a lot of it. We're gonna parboil it, and then we're gonna bake with the fish and impart some of its flavors to the fish. So this is a nice fresh fennel bulb. Get a nice and big one. The fawns here, I mean, I save it here. I put some right here. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna make a little pesto. So save some of the fawns, and let's cut out the, how do you clean a fennel? These outside tough kind of layers, because fennel has these layers, one upon the other, and you cut out the tough outside. The rest is all good. Okay, and let's cut it in half. This is the core, just the core. Let's cut that out a little bit, just like that. And then we'll cut it in slices, just like that. Okay. Just simple water, no salt, nor anything. So the pesto, you know, you most likely are used to the pesto with the basil and pine nuts. That's pesto genovese. But all over Italy, there's all kinds of pestos being made. This one is one that I like to drizzle on top of the fish. Some garlic, tomatoes, toasted almonds, lemon juice, the fawns of the fennel, some parsley, and some basil. To this, we'll add a little bit of salt. Okay, let's... I'm looking at it, I kind of like a little specks, and I think that is enough. I like bits and pieces of the elements that I put in, and I like it a little on the loose side, just like that. That is the pesto. All right. Let's see where we are with the fennel. Yeah, I think the fennel is just kind of loosened up a little bit. You can see that it looks a little opaque, and that's an indication that it has cooked. Let's put that on the side, let it cool. Now we'll get to the fish. Beautiful, fresh fish. If there's one thing that is a must in cooking fish, is that the fish is fresh. Everything else you do to it is an addendum. But if the fish is not fresh, you can never correct it. Whatever you do to it doesn't matter. How to keep fish fresh? The most important thing in fish is its freshness, so you gotta buy fresh. But once you get it home, how are you gonna keep it for that evening or for the next day? So let's begin with clams. Clams or any of the mollusks like this, just wash them, rinse them, open them up, put them in a strainer like that, top them with ice, and just like that, you leave them in the refrigerator until they're ready to be used. How do you keep whole fish or a fillet fresh? Get a tray with something that you can put the fish and that the water from the melting ice falls on the bottom. You do not want the fish in the melted water from the ice. Line it well with ice. You do not want the ice to directly touch the fish because the ice will begin to sort of burn the fish, that freezer burn, that refrigerator burns, that's what happens. So you put a layer of the plastic film between the ice and the fish. Lay the fish right on the plastic. For that matter, a fillet, as long as it doesn't touch the ice, it's perfect. You cover it again with another film of plastic wrap, and you put ice on top of it again. Of a whole fish, the head is a sensitive part, so make sure that you get a lot of that. Okay, cover the whole thing with a wet paper towel. This will keep fresh, nice and fresh, at about 32 degrees for a day or even 2. So whether it's shellfish, whole fish, or filet of fish, this is the way to keep your fish fresh. So I'm gonna season this fish. Let's turn it around. A little bit of oil. Okay. Let's oil a nice shallow baking pan. I want to make a nice bed for my fish. The fennel will continue to cook and really be delicious as well. Let's take the fish, just put it right on its bed. Like that. Some garlic in the cavity. I didn't put any salt on the fennel, so let's do that. A little bit. Some white wine, good white wine, right on the base. You know, I think I'd like it like this. I'm a Pisces, and usually the fishes are this way, so I want to keep up the sign here. All right, all set. Fish cooks high and quick. So high temperature, 400 degrees. You don't want it to stay there for long. Maximum half an hour, depends on the actual size. Let's keep this a little high so it doesn't touch the skin and it doesn't, when you uncover it, it doesn't peel the skin off. In about 15 minutes, we'll uncover it in the oven, let it form a crust, and then it will be done. Whole grilled fish is a favorite at Beckel and changes according to the seasons. In the summer, it's served with an heirloom tomato salad and a tomato black olive and onion pesto. The fish is cooking. Let's do the string beans, just a little mint. You know, sometimes you wonder, string beans, what am I gonna dress them? How am I gonna dress them? Boil them, then saute them with a little bit of butter and some mint. A chiffonade of mint, like this, a few leaves. That will just add the touch of freshness to the string beans. Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna go get the fish. Wow, okay. The fish is done. You don't want to overcook it. We let it just chill out a little bit. Pull out the string beans. Fish them right out. Take just a few spoonfuls of the water, just to make sure they stay nice and moist. A little bit of butter. Sure. Salt. And we'll throw the mint on top. Just like that. Let it all steep in there while we address the fish. So So when you're handling a whole fish, you know, have the utensils are very important because you don't want to break it just on one side and on the other side, and just like that on a plate. You can see the fennel cooked tender from the wine, from the fish. And this is a fish, actually even big enough for two, so you can get somebody next to you with two plates and family style, just like that. Let me put a little bit of the string beans. And of course, we made the pesto. So, this is the way I would like to eat it. Two plates with somebody whose company you enjoy and who enjoys fish as much as you do, head and all. And you bring it to the table and you begin. You can cut it this way, you can take the head, I like the tail. So whatever you'd like, this is one way of enjoying the fish. We lived on the sea, you know, on the Adriatic. And, you know, for us kids, the sea was like the pools are today. I mean, we were there most of the day in the summer. And the sea was a great source of food for us. I have wonderful memories of fishing with my uncle Emilio, whether it was kind of net fishing for the sardines or the sardoni, you know, help him pull up the net on one side, whether it was pulling up the cages for the crabs and for the, you know, I remember that, getting the cage, he would put some pieces of meat in there or calamari, whatever, lock the cage, put it down, the float, we would come the next day, pull it up, and, you know, the excitement of the cage coming up and something being in there. And, you know, in the process of helping him, I learned so much about fishing, about the respect of the sea, and about how much the sea really gifted us with food, delicious food. Now I have a guest coming. I will fillet the fish. Now, filleting the fish is rather simple. And put it right here. Let's take the fennel. Divide the fennel evenly, just like that. A spoon and a fork is fine. Cut off the tail, and you kind of just pull it right off. You put your fork here and you bend the head. With the thins of a fork, you pull out the backbone, right like this. Flip. That's one fillet. That's the tail fillet. And this is close to the belly, the ventresca, as we call it. And I like it. You can leave that on the side. You see, like right here, it has the bones of the rib cage. So, with a spatula, just give it sort of a push in, and this one has the skin underneath, and I don't mind it. You can fish it out if you'd like, or you can just tell your guest. Put some string beans right here. And Cody should be coming to join me soon. Now, Cody is the chef de cuisine of our restaurants. Lydia's in Kansas City, Lydia's Pittsburgh. But Cody has been on the set when I film my show for the last 12 years. has helped me prepare things like this. So I thought that it's about time I invite him to enjoy one of the dishes. Cody, come stai?
Bene.
Bene, okay. It's one of those uvaggi or blended wine. It's Chardonnay, Sauvignon, Piccolite, a lot of stuff. You choose which one you would like. Which one do you like better?
Either one. That looks great.
So, Cody, I made a little bit of the pesto. How much would you like?
Oh, just what you think is best, I'm certain is right.
I don't know. You know,
This is a new one for me, this pesto.
Well, you know, you can bring it back to the restaurants. Yeah. It is some parsley, some basil, garlic, a little bit of mint, a little bit of almonds, tomatoes, oil, lemon juice, all of that stuff.
Perfect.
Okay, so now I always kind of come around and I critique everybody. You're allowed to critique.
Now it's my turn? Oh,
yes,
okay.
it is. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Good?
Absolutely, yes. Exactly, needs a little salt.
Uh-huh. Whenever you debone a fish, the first thing you do in coarse salt, if you have, is really good. Picked up on it right away. Chin chin, and enjoy. It's about time I cook for you.
Thank you very much. When the fennel starts to turn brown like that, that's when it's delicious.
It's sweet, you know?
No, the mint and the beans, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice change, huh? And then, you know, the traditional almonds or some nuts in there would be good, too.
But it doesn't take over, it's just a little, it makes it sweeter.
Salute.